and they knew you beat the Packers in the way this season has gone. That's quite a morale boost for every Bears fan and Bears worker in that entire building. Swift goes crazy in this entire game. But in the end, winners win, losers lose.
Yep.
Packers up 2019 in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams does everything he has to do to get them into field goal range. With where that ball was spotted, right there is now a 46-yard field goal. There's 30 seconds left on the clock. The big debate was they should have won for more yards.
Got to get three more yards.
They should have won for more yards.
Run it again.
46-yarder. If you get that to 44 yards, his percentage is much higher.
Yeah.
They were saying under 45-yard kicks how he does versus over 45-yard kicks how he does. Has a 53-yarder earlier in this day. 30 seconds left. You get well within the field goal line. You're playing the Green Bay Packers, whose defense has been very good. It's going to be hard for me as Eberflus not to be like, all right.
Yeah.
We send a field goal operation out there now.
Winning football.
Exactly. We're way within range of where he should be. Make the kick is what they're thinking. Yep. But what they didn't know is that the Green Bay Packers, all week with Rich Bisaccia as special teams coordinator, he said yesterday, or the day before the game, I guess, to the team, he would be surprised if they didn't block a kick because of how low Cairo Santos' ball trajectory is. Now, let's break down this particular fundamental flaw. Okay, now there was a couple rules that were certainly bent a little bit. Not supposed to be able to blow up the center. Not supposed to be able to have people pushing each other either. Go ahead, play it a little bit. Let's go ahead, play. Yep. Play. Stop that thing. Okay, so the snapper is the one bent over right in the middle with three guys around him. Okay, I don't think you're supposed to be able to just blow him up, but I guess there is rules expert Schefter will maybe be able to tell us more from that entire thing. But this is a technique that is also practiced. Drive, 3 steps, arms up, okay? Because if you look at the physics, or is it geometry maybe? Maybe it's geometry. Flight trajectory, where it's supposed to be. If you're able to get to it and you are in line with where the field goal is, you're obviously going to hit the ball. Green Bay Packers' attention to detail, beautiful. The physicality they're showcasing at the point of attack, which is right over the center, which once again, I don't know if that's legal or not. But I have no idea. They executed perfectly. They get a hand on the rock. That's a block kick. The Green Bay Packers win on a walk-off blocked field goal. Has to be the first time in NFL history where back-to-back weeks a game is won on walk-off blocked field goals. But it's the attention to detail. It's winners win, losers lose. And you talk about Hail Mary to the Chicago Bears a couple weeks ago. Now you got a blocked kick up the gut to lose for the Chicago Bears. They have to assume that the football gods are just working against them at this point. But maybe on the flip side, the football gods are working for the Green Bay Packers. Let's go to an owner of the Green Bay Packers, one half of the toxic table, at Ty Schmidt. Big win over a rivalry pub.
Yeah.
Big win over a rivalry pub. But if we go back to that field goal block, we have a side view here. Not only did they go right over top of the center, they also pushed. I mean, it's just, it was a great play. It was an absolutely great play by Rich Bisaccia. And and we get a push. Look at that. Can we put this here? Yeah. So this guy is the reason why this gets blocked.
That's a big no-no. Huh?
So they have 1, 2, 3. Go ahead. Here we go. So it's a 1, 2, 3 up rule. That is basically the rule. 1, 2, 3 up. 1, 2, 3 up. Go ahead, play. Pause. Go ahead, keep going. Pause. So he's there, okay? Look where that is right now. Watch what old buddy here does. Ball is here, okay? 1, 2, 3 up. He's doing everything perfectly. This guy's about to get his arm up too. Go ahead and play that thing now. He moves the whole pile, pushes him into him up into the back of it. It's like, if I'm a Bears fan, I'm certainly wondering about some things. And once again, I don't know if they eliminated the push just from a pre-snap alignment, because guys used to go, there used to be 2 dudes on each of the shoulders of long snappers, and then there would be a guy standing behind each of those dudes. So 6 dudes over the long snapper's shoulders, and the guy in the back would just be hands on cheeks, pushing ass. It was tush push through, and then the 1, 2, 3 is all they were trying to do, and long snappers were just getting destroyed. I mean, just absolutely destroyed. So then there was some rule changes made where they had to go outside, but they were still allowed to loop in. Then there were some rules changes. You're not even allowed to be in the frame of the long snapper. And then I think it got to the point where it was like you're not even allowed to touch the long snapper. They touched them and they pushed, but I don't know if it's if they did it legally with the rule that it currently is, because it has changed numerous times. Because what it used to be to then what it became to what it is now, I'm not 100% sure of all of them. We should have looked into that beforehand, but that's great work by the Green Bay Packers special teams, Rich Bisaccia. And once again, they pushed the entire pile. So
isn't it a ref like right behind there?
You can see him.
Yeah, there are two of them.
Yeah,
I feel like that push always gets called.
The push is actually the biggest problem. That was like the first thing that was eliminated, let alone like
over the long snapper. Like I feel like today in these, if you don't, as long as you don't line up over them, if you get pushed into that direction, you're normally okay. But the push from like Van Ness, I feel like gets called a ton.
Yeah, hell of a play though. Hey, listen, winners win.
That's right.
Bingo.
He made no bones about it either. Like post game, they asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, Carl told me, hey, give me a little push." So I made sure I did. So.
Make him call it.
What's the worst case scenario? You get a penalty? They kick whatever.
That was a great block. 2 weeks in a row. Now you got walk-off field goal blocks.
Yeah, Coach, speaking of that, with the whole Bears-Packers situation, a lot of people today saying, hey, Lucas Van Ness pushing the pile like that and pushing Carl Brooks, and then on top of that, they're all over the center. No flag is called. It stands. The Packers win. When you look at that play, do you think did the Packers do that by the letter of the law as it's written in the rule book, or should have that been a penalty and a re-kick?
It's a tough one. They've almost made it illegal to block a field goal. I'm surprised that they haven't passed a rule where you're not allowed to cross the line of scrimmage like they had in the Pro Bowl a few years back. You can't overload, you can't jump, you can't push, you can't hit the center. It's so hard to block a kick that I don't know if we're going to start. I don't know. It's just frustrating because that used to be such a great part of the game, and kicks weren't automatic. And, going back in the days when, those guys could jump over the line of scrimmage and block kicks. And, you had guys like, the Minnesota and teams like that were blocking 8, 9, 10 kicks a year. It's so hard now. And even kicks like this, it really needs to be a little low in order to get it. Most of these balls get up so fast that, honestly, we would have plays in practice where we would let the defender go through almost untouched, and still couldn't block a good kick because the ball just had so much rise on it that he just couldn't get it. So, but look, we see how important every single job is when you walk out of the field, whether you're the left guard, the right tackle, the right end, the snapper, or whatever it is. Like, if you don't do your job on that play, there's a chance it's going to cost you. And we saw it last week. We saw it in the Giants game against Seattle. Got another extra point blocked yesterday at New England, which kind of changed the dynamics of that game a little bit, and so they're not making them as much as they did earlier in the season, and those block kicks have continued to go through the year.
What was the conversation, Gup? They wanted to thin the uprights. Remember, they didn't want to.
Yeah, it was too easy for the kickers at the start of the year. Remember, let's make it impossible to kick.
Yeah, long season, man. You got muscles that are operating there. Long season, a lot of reps. Hopefully, some of these guys, and I mean this in the most positive way, are tweaked. Something's tweaked. That's why they're missing. And it's not just they've lost their technique completely. Because like this Tucker stuff, I'm baffled, Coach, just like you.